What's up, famers? It's your girl Nadi, and I am back with another vlog. So as you guys can see, I am in my car right now. This is where I have my solitude, and this is where I just feel like I can have some alone time with you all and speak very privately and render myself completely vulnerable without having to worry about the kids or my partner interrupting. First, I want to start off by saying thank you all for sticking with me, following me, subscribing, liking, and commenting with my vlogs and on my website with my blogs. By the way, I probably will be dropping a new blog later on tonight. I know I haven't blogged in a while, but I have been doing the vlogs. So I do want to do a separate piece in my blogs. So definitely stay tuned for that. I'll probably start writing that piece tonight, like I said. I want to call this session half venting, and half of it does serve a purpose. So the purpose of this vlog is how to accept how you are feeling without allowing it to consume you. Now, I know for people like myself that suffer from a mental illness, that can feel like it's almost impossible. But it can happen with constant practice. And at the stage that I am in right now in my healing journey, I have gotten a lot better. I'm not 100%, but I have definitely gotten a lot better at learning how to channel my energy in a more positive direction. So I want to give you guys a summary of some of the things that have recently triggered me. As you know, we all have relationships, and we all go through ups and downs with our relationships, whether it's with your partner, your parents, your family in general, even your friends at some point. It's never just smooth sailing, which is okay. It can be challenging. And what I have been learning to apply more and more in my healing is the ability to, for one, regain consciousness and no longer allow my body to run my life. So as I've been working on trying to resurface my consciousness and become more aware and have my mind regain control and have my mind and my body in alignment instead of this war that has been going on for quite some time now, a lot of different challenges has surfaced. And you know, in the moment, I try to acknowledge these moments when I am triggered or challenged, to be able to be better and be greater at my responses. Going to therapy, I definitely learned a lot about myself, doing a lot of self-reflection as well, and interacting with some of the people that I love, but that trigger me. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys a little synopsis. I was triggered yesterday. And me and my partner got into a little argument where basically I have been expressing to him for the past several months that I feel alone in his presence. I feel like I'm not getting the attention, the effort, the commitment, the bonding, the quality time, or the appreciation that I was once getting. We have had several conversations about it, but particularly yesterday, I asked him a question, and that question immediately started almost like a riot between the two of us. I asked him a question, and he immediately got defensive and aggressive and hostile in his tone, in his body language, in how he spoke to me. It was very antagonizing and very unnecessary. And in return, those behaviors do not help me grow, right? So in my mind, the way that I see things right now, currently, is that I am a task. I have become a chore to him. And I feel like the more that I ask him for quality time, the less of it I get. The less of him I get. And I feel like, it wasn't always like that. And so I was just left feeling very abandoned yesterday, having that dispute, I guess, if you want to call it. I was left feeling very abandoned, mistreated, taken for granted, not appreciated, disrespected, like I was verbally attacked. I felt undesired, unwanted, and even more alone. And we were having discussions the whole time. And at one point, he made a lot of very hurtful comments that can do nothing but cause more damage to how I already feel into the relationship. And so where we basically left off was him giving me an apology at the end of all of the arguing that we did. The apology I felt was just to shut me up, because throughout the whole conversation that we were having, he kept reverting back to the same comments of, why am I still dragging this out? Why are we still talking about this? Which leaves me feeling even further that not only am I not worth fighting for, but I'm not worth his time or effort. That is what those things being said means to me. That is what his body language gave off. That is what his tone expressed. And at the same time, every one of the comments that was made, I responded to it. I tried to do my best this time around. Instead of reverting back to my old ways, I actually tried to put my feelings behind me and not allow my body to control me in this moment, and instead allow my mind to be aware and to be in control and to be in the forefront. And so in doing that, I, for one, was very proud of myself. I felt like it did not accomplish much as far as how the interaction ended. However, it was a step in the right direction for me internally, and I was very proud of that. I was very satisfied in that I was not silent, and at the same time I did not just go purely off of emotion either. I asked a lot of direct questions in conjunction to some of the things that he was stating. And I feel like when I challenged him with his comments, he didn't have direct answers. He was speaking solely out of anger, and I could tell because of how we were interacting. So we went to bed kind of not even speaking, but before that, after the entire argument, he said, "I apologize." And I said, "I forgive you, but what are you apologizing for exactly?" And his response to that was, "Everything you just said. Whatever I did wrong." So immediately, again, that hurt my feelings, because when you are sincere and genuine in your apology, it doesn't come with an attitude, for one. He wasn't interested in how he said it. My response, I feel like his only concern was, let me apologize so I can end this, because I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to deal with her anymore. That is how I took it yesterday. And it hurt, it hurt me. It definitely triggered a lot of feelings. And I noticed that at one point in the night, I started reflecting about my past experiences. And I stopped myself immediately, because that was one of the things that I had discussed in going to therapy. And so what I've learned is, I'm working on trying not to lump everything together, for one. And also, I'm trying to take things situational instead of putting it all together as one, right? We had a falling out yesterday, and that doesn't represent our entire relationship. And that's how my brain used to falter before, when I was allowing my body to control me. Now that I'm fighting my body to get my mind back in charge, I am able to become more aware in those exact moments where I can stop myself and say, no, I'm not going to go down that path. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking about, now I'm conjuring up every single thing that ever went wrong in our relationships before him, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'm thinking about every person that ever did anything to me. And I'm trying to unlearn those unhealthy habits of thinking. And that happens when you allow your body to be in control. So fast forwarding, I went to bed listening to a book that I have been reading. Well, not reading, but on Audible. I fell asleep listening to that. We didn't speak. We didn't say goodnight to each other. And I can't blame him for that. We both are to blame. I woke up today and I decided to channel my energy on myself, self-care. One of the things that I am trying to do more of is honor myself and take care, better care of myself and my state of mind and my state of being, no matter what. And so my workout was a huge help today with getting out, you know, all those toxins and releasing those endorphins and all the feel good things that go on in your body when you work out. Like, it was good. It felt good. And I tried to keep busy today. After my workout, I was feeling very positive, very sexy, very empowered. And I posted a couple of things on social media. And you know, I just tried to mentally keep myself busy. Being home alone all day, it's difficult when you suffer from anxiety or any other related mental illness. It's difficult when you spend a lot of your time by yourself. All you have time to do is think. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. 1 second, I need a little sip, guys. So all you can do is think. And me being an empath, on top of having high anxiety, on top of having complex PTSD, on top of allowing my body to control my mind and my actions and my behavior and the way I think and the way I respond, you know, sometimes it just feels like an uphill battle. But I will never give up hope on myself. I will never give up hope on you all. I know that we have to take it one day at a time, literally, for recovery, for healing, for restoration. You have to think of it like this. For the most of us, this mental illness that we have has been developing for years and years and years to get us to this state of being. So it's not something that just happened overnight, and it's definitely not going to be something that we're going to just be able to get rid of overnight either. It's a constant work. It's constant work. I'm sorry, I'm like looking all around because I feel like people are trying to wait to see if I move out of my parking spot. But I'm not. Parking is really tight on this block, okay? But I'm not going nowhere. I'm only sitting here to talk to y'all, so they're about to be mad. But anyway, guys, you know, so I did my workout. That made me feel great. I did basically whatever it was today that I wanted to do that would add happiness into my life. So where I am right now, I'm not as distraught as I was yesterday. My feelings, of course, are still hurt because that's my partner, that's the love of my life, and I shouldn't feel like I'm a burden when all I want is your quality time, us to bond, us to continue to build memories together and strengthen our love and strengthen our commitment, strengthen our faith together. We are both trying to build businesses. We are both entrepreneurs. Excuse me, guys. And so, with us trying to build legacies for years and years to come for our family, for our children's future and all of those things, it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of commitment, and it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of devotion. It takes a lot when you're trying to be your own boss, right? I know these things because we are, like I said, we are both in the process of doing this. We are both entrepreneurs trying to establish our own businesses. Granted, we are in two completely different lanes, which is okay. I actually like that, he steps in and helps me if I ask him. We're definitely there to support each other along the way, encourage each other, motivate each other, give each other our ideas on what we think that we could do better, what we need to focus on, what we need to refocus on, what we need to work harder on, areas of improve, all of that kind of stuff. We try to do our best to support each other. But I expressed to him that when it comes to being able to, y'all know how us women are, okay? I mean, let's be real here for one moment. Women are the backbones of the world, okay? The things we endure, the things that are put on our plates, for the majority, it's a lot more than a guy. And so, with that being said, I'm trying to build and establish two businesses, actually. One, my passion for cooking, and secondly, building up my brand with AIM-FOR-FAME, and being able to continue to build this platform of support for people out there like myself who suffer from anxiety or any other related mental illness. These things are very important to me. I also have 2 children. I have a full-time job. I have a full-time partner. We both got bills to pay. I take care of the entire house. I cook every single meal. I clean. I do laundry. You know what I mean? I'm constantly nurturing, because that is, for one, that is what women, a lot of real women anyway, I don't know, I can't speak for every woman, but real women, we are nurturers. And even when it comes to relationship, I feel like, and I guess I'm only speaking from my experience, I feel like women nurture everything, including relationships. I feel like a lot of the times the women are truly the ones that are holding the relationship together. And when I say that, I mean the things that I, for one, do, and common things that the women in relationships do for our families. I feel like it's overlooked, for one. It's underappreciated, secondly. And it's looked at it has become so normalized. It has become so devalued, a woman's role, that I feel like, for me, it plays a huge part in some of the anxieties that I have throughout our relationship. Because, I feel like I give a lot. I give a lot to my partner. And I am not speaking materialistic at all. That is not even a factor in what I am saying. I do a lot for him, for my family, and I feel like we are both entrepreneurs. But if I am able to balance having a full-time job and building my brand and establishing my businesses and taking care of 2 children and making sure everyone's mouths are fed, everyone's bodies are clean, everyone has fresh clothing, no one needs for anything, no one wants for anything in my house. And to constantly pour that out, it's not a chore. It's not a task. I enjoy it. I find so much joy in providing and nurturing and supporting and being there for my family, that when things like what happened yesterday take place, it strips me of that joy. You know what I mean? It strips me of that happiness each time that I come to my partner, and all I want is attention, quality time. I'm not a gold digger. I'm not a little scandalous hoe in the street. I'm not going out trying to meet men. I'm not creeping around. I'm not entertaining anyone. My whole heart goes to my partner. And it takes more than just you saying it. And honestly, I feel like my partner does not know how to be... I feel like he doesn't know what having a family truly entails. It's more than just work and pay the bills. We're supposed to be a team. A team means a team all the way through. We have to be there for each other. And I just feel like with what happened yesterday, like I said, guys, it really brought on a lot of anxiety for me, because I feel like all I'm asking for is you. All I'm asking for is you. And I feel like, what man wouldn't want that? If I wasn't asking for your time, for your attention, if I wasn't as into you as I am, if I was always directing my energy everywhere else but into this relationship, how would you honestly feel? And this is what I've been trying to explain to him. I am much better at being able to balance all of these things and still make time for my relationship. But I'm honestly, like I told him, I just feel kind of emotional, because like I said to you guys, the more I ask, the more I confront him, the more he pulls away. You know, so for someone dealing with a mental illness like I do, I don't know how to function properly in times like this, because I love him, I'm in love with him, and naturally it is embedded in me to nurture, to support, to care, to love, and to show those things through my actions, right? And like I said, when I feel like those things are not being reciprocated, that's when I am stripped of the joy in doing those things. And at times, you know, he may take it as, you know, I'm punishing him, or I'm doing it, you know, because I'm mad, or to be spiteful. But honestly, it's really hard for me to do anything loving when I'm stripped of my joy in doing it. And, you know, my anxiety, I'm so thankful to God that I am so much further along in my journey than where I was several years ago, because, you know, I can still function during these times. I love him. I love him wholeheartedly. He knows that. And I don't just say it. You know, I show him every single day. I show him how much I love him. And I'm not saying that he doesn't show me every single day, but his effort, his body language, his tone, and those type of things, they speak to you as well. You don't have to verbalize anything for someone to be able to read your body language. That's human nature. So if on the one hand you're sitting here telling me you love me, you want to spend time with me, but your body language is tense, you look irritated, you're rolling your eyes, you're huffing and puffing while you're saying it, to me, that is you contradicting yourself. That to me means that you don't really feel what you are saying. You're saying it because you think that that will help shut me up, you know. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that can attest to things like that. Not just with my partner, in general. You can read people's body language. Body language you can't hide. You know, you can't front on that. Whatever comes out of your mouth is one thing, but your tone and your body language, it has to be in alignment, because if it's not in alignment, anyone can read that. And so you guys, one second, I need a little sip. So you guys, I'm just kind of like trying to work through those emotions right now. I can honestly say that aside from this incident and, you know, a couple of disagreements we have had, every relationship goes through ups and downs. That I understand. This situation was unfortunate. And the reason why it has been triggering me much more is because of the fact that this is not the first time that I have brought to his attention that I need more attention from him. You know, I need more one-on-one time. I know that we're all going through a pandemic, and we have been for the past several months. Things are opening up now. I would just love for us to withdraw from social media, from our kids, from our day-to-day stresses, and devote some undivided time to each other. That is important. That is necessary. And I feel like the more that he looks at it like complaining and nagging, which is also hurtful that it's looked at that way. But I would love for us to just go for a walk in the park, maybe set a date for a little picnic outdoors, go to the beach, have an ice cream date, icy date, because I don't really eat ice cream, icy date. You know, we can do things in the house, play cards, look up and find a question game. Like, there are so many things that I would love for us to do together. And I feel like my main issue right now, which is why I came on here, was to let you all know that I feel very accomplished. That is the bottom line. I feel accomplished in many ways. For one, because like I said, I'm learning how to rechannel my energy. I'm learning how to not allow my body to control me anymore. And I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to understand him better as well. You know, it makes it difficult for me when certain things just don't make sense. You know, that argument we had yesterday, I feel like was, for me, what I took from it was that, so I'm not going to tell you guys all of our business, but what I will say is that I asked him a question, like I said, and the question was basically like, oh, what do you have to do tomorrow? Meaning today. What do you have to do after work tomorrow? And I was just asking in that moment based off of a comment that he made, saying how busy he was going to be, basically. And so I said, oh, what do you have to do tomorrow? You know, and that led to just so much anger and animosity. And basically what I took from that was that in me asking what he had going on tomorrow, this is my perception, I took that as his response and how he responded and his body language and how upset he got and the things that he said to me led me to believe that somewhere along the line he felt like I was keeping a log on what it is that he had to do, so that when that time ended, I expect you and I to spend time together. And I feel like that is how I perceived it. Like I said, like if I tell her my plans, then she's gonna think, okay, well, are you done yet? Can you spend time with me now? And for you to be angry, to me, my perception once again, guys, for you to be angry at me asking that signals to me that you genuinely feel like devoting time to me with no interruptions, no phones, no calls, just us, is something that you truly do not want to do. That is how I feel. Because again, my perception is that There is no way on this earth you should have got as upset as you did from me asking what it was you had to do tomorrow. And you know, my anxiety was so high in that moment when we were arguing. However, I'm so proud of myself, and you know, I'm trying not to cry through this because, you know, just talking to y'all and reliving that moment is getting me a little bit emotional. But I'm very happy to share this with you all because these are all of the moments that I promised y'all. I promised y'all I would keep it real. I would be vulnerable. I would share with you day-to-day living. When you suffer from anxiety and me having complex PTSD, like, you know, the ups and downs, the in and outs, the triggers, every aspect is what Aim for Fame is trying to show you. And I'm trying to show you these things to inspire you, to motivate you, to chime in, to tune in, to like, to comment, to share your experience, your thoughts, what you have learned, what you have gone through, so that we can collectively work together in this journey towards healing. That is what Aim for Fame is all about. That is what I am here to do for you all. And I appreciate you all so much for standing by me. I thank you all. To those of you who have reached out to me on a personal note in my messages, texts, DMs, messenger, to vent, to express to me your struggles, to express to me your mental illness, to look to me for guidance and help and inspiration. That's what I'm all about, y'all. I'm here for y'all, and I'm giving you all, the world, a piece of me and pieces of me that is not easy to put out there, basically. You know, it's not easy to put these things out there. And I hope that you all can appreciate this, respect it, learn from it, and encourage others to do the same. Support your family members, support your friends, support people that need help. I need help still. I am not fully restored. And that is why I had developed this platform. You know, I'm a lot further along in my journey, and I'm just trying to inspire you all, like, hey, I'm going through it too. And mental illness does not have a specific look either. I mean, I feel beautiful today. You know, like, I'm cute, I look put together, you know, and just because I can function does not lessen or devalue my mental illness. A lot of us can function still. A lot of us can go to work, have a family, live our life, and you have no idea of the war that is going on inside. You have no idea what it takes just to survive day by day when your mind and your body are at constant war, deteriorating your organs, your nervous system, your brain, your health. It is not easy. It is not easy. And it doesn't help. These little situations like this do not help me move any further along in my journey. And so my message to you all, if you come into a conflict with a loved one, express yourself. Let them know how you feel, truly and honestly. It is the only thing that you can do for yourself and your healing. How they respond, how they react, has absolutely nothing to do with you. Your concern should be getting out these toxic feelings that you have been hindering in your spirit, in your soul, in your mind, in your body for so long. No, not anymore. It is time for us to speak up. And that is what I have been doing more of. And I encourage you all to do the same. No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter if the person does not see it as a big deal. It is a big deal to you. And what is important is expressing how these things, these circumstances, these interactions, these situations make you feel in those moments. That should give you peace. That should give you peace, because you're no longer allowing that to sit inside and brew and rot your core. Once you get it out, and once you get into the pattern of getting those feelings out on a regular basis as they occur, you will feel a revelation, I'm telling you. That will bring you so much closer to healing, to self-awareness, to consciousness, even with yourself. Today I had to go through several steps that I have been incorporating in my healing process. One of which is I talk to myself as if I'm the third person. And what I do basically is, I'll use this situation as an example. I had to talk to myself throughout the day today. Every moment that my body tried to gain control of me, and what I mean by that is your body knows you. You have been hardwired for years in the state of mind that you are in. Hardwired. Your body is so used to stress that it becomes addicted to it. And when you try to break yourself out of that cycle and use your mind and tell your body that you're not going to respond this way anymore, I'm not going to allow you to control me and to make my decisions and to choose how I respond to things, your body starts sending signals up to your mind to actually attack you. And by attacking you, you know what it does? It makes you start thinking about shit that happened 30 years ago. Okay? You start thinking about all of these things that happened to you. You start conjuring up all this pain that you developed over the years. You start conjuring up scenarios in your mind that have never happened. And what that does is, the second you start thinking about these things, what it does is reactivate those hard wires in your body. It sends those chemicals back throughout your nervous system that you're addicted to. Your body feeds off of that. Your body is used to that, so it craves it. And when you're trying to heal and restore yourself and gain consciousness and self-awareness, your body is going to attack you, and it's going to do things like that. So in those moments, you have to become aware. You have to become aware. You have to stop yourself and say, okay, right now, no matter what the situation was, whether it's you were at Walmart and you were about to pull in a parking spot and someone cut you off, right? That could be a trigger for someone, easily. And that trigger, if you make the decision in that moment, like, you know what? Excuse me, guys. I'm not going to let that affect me. Your body is saying, whoa, what do you mean you're not going to let this affect you? This is what we've been craving. We want this feeling. We need this drug again. Why aren't you giving it to me? Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, you remember that other time when someone cut you off and you got really upset and it turns out you weren't able to go to the store, whatever it is, your body will start conjuring up the past. It will start developing all types of shit that haven't even happened just to bring you back, because you have been training yourself for so long to be in a fight or flight state of mind that is all your body knows. And it's sad. And so once I discovered those things, today, anytime my body tried to gain control again of my day, my thoughts, my actions, my everything, I was speaking out loud to it like it was a third person. That's what I mean by that. And I would say things to myself like, I am not going to allow you to control my life. As hard as it may be, I am going to regain my consciousness. I'm going to regain my self-awareness. I'm not going to let you win anymore. I choose to use my mind instead of my body in this moment to direct my energy in a positive area of my life. And I kept saying that throughout the day, and it would work, and then my body would attack me again, and I would start thinking about something that had nothing to do with what took place yesterday. And then I would stop myself again, and I would say, no, why are you thinking about this right now? What does this have to do with anything? What is the purpose of you reliving that moment right now? What is it going to do for you besides cause more trauma, more illness, more stress to your nervous system, to your health, to your mind, to your body, put you in a bad mood? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Now, I love my partner with all my heart. I am very much in love with him. This is the best relationship that I have ever had in my adult life. And I know that we are going to go through things. Right now, I have all hope that we will one day be able to communicate even more effectively than we do now. He's human, I'm human. We're not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to make him perfect. And I'm trying to have understanding of how he functions. And I hope that he is trying to have understanding of how I function. Right now, all I can do is hope for the best. I could be mean. I could be an asshole. I'm not going to do those things. I love him and I want this to work. But what he needs to understand is there's a difference between being petty and being spiteful and not being able to do the same loving things that bring you joy and peace in your heart when they have been stripped away from you. So in this moment, no, there's no joy in hugging you. There's no joy in kissing you. There's no joy in cooking for you. There's no joy in doing your laundry. There's no joy in laying next to you. That does not mean that I don't love you. That does not mean that I'm not here for you. That does not mean that you don't matter to me. All I am trying to relay, all I am trying to express is that when you do hurtful things, okay, it takes the joy away from me in doing what I do naturally, which is loving and nurturing him and my family. And it is hard to function when I am in a state of mind that I do not have enjoyment in what I am doing. That's human, and that's okay. There is nothing wrong with self-care. And in this moment, I am focusing on self-care. I do not feel appreciated. I do not feel wanted. I feel like a burden. I feel like I'm irritating. And I feel like I deserve more effort from my partner. So, we will see. But aside from that, I want to let you all know that regardless of what has happened, I am still proud of myself. I have come a long way. And it may seem small to someone else, but the fact that I have done this, I have taken the steps that I have taken between last night and today speaks volumes to me and where I am at this point in my healing. And it's one day at a time, y'all. It's one day at a time. And if you guys ever need me, you know I am always here. I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your feedback. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share this. Join me. Sign up on my website, AIMFOR-FAME.com. I will be blogging tonight. Yes, tonight or early morning tomorrow. I'm not sure of exactly what my topic is going to be just yet, but I definitely need to blog because it's been a minute. So until the next time, my famers, I love you all. I look forward to hearing from you one day at a time. And remember, together we cope and together there's hope. It's your girl Nadi.